Hey, good morning or good afternoon. This is May Valensky with Driving Markets. I hope you're well. Okay, sorry for the late broadcast today. Nothing runs like a Swiss watch where it can be done always in the morning, but let's get on with it. Well, obviously, anything said, quick caveat, anything said in this piece is an opinion only. It's there for media publication and just an opinion about financial markets. So any trading that you do where you make money or lose money, it's obviously on your account. All right, so let's kick off. So this week's had a really volatile week. The thing that sent a shudder down the back of the financial markets was the CPI on Tuesday, the Consumer Price Index. Now, on that, if you look at the videos, look at the YouTube, I was calling it down. I was calling inflation down from 8.5%. It did come in down. It came in at 8.3, but it was expected to come in at 8.1. And as a result of that, it sent the markets absolutely crashing. Now, it's only a 0.2% difference. But what's significant about it is that the oil component of the inflation figure was actually down. In all the other goods, the foods, substance, clothes, was all up. And that, in effect, sent the markets crashing because they thought to themselves, if oil is not aggressive and it's not the component of rising inflation, and yet inflation's gone up, then that is a real fear factor. Why? Because what's going to happen is when oil does rise, and it is rising, and it will go above $100 a barrel for sure, and it's going to go to $110, $120 a barrel, and all the other components are going up at the same time, then you're going to have inflation running at official inflation running at 15-16%, and that is frightening the markets, and they haven't stopped falling since. Yesterday they were slightly up, but it was insignificant, and all asset classes fell. Whether it was shares, was it the Apple or the Facebook or the Teslas or the Metas or the Netflix, and the Nasdaq fell. The Dow component, Dow 30, which is the 30 strongest companies in the States, fell. S&P fell. The FTSE fell. FTSE's come all the way back from 7550, 7,550, all the way down to 7260. Significant falls. The biggest falls actually were in the currencies. The dollar shot up dramatically when the inflation number came out against the other major currencies. Now, just talking a little bit about inflation, and I need to elaborate on this. Inflation is here. It's here to stay for the near term, and it's going to get more aggravating, and it's going to get more aggravated as time goes on. One of the things that I want to look at is China invading Taiwan. Now, everyone said to me that it's absolutely never going to happen. Well, it is going to happen. China is going to invade Taiwan. They're already saber-rattling, and that will send markets even further south. And the reason why they're likely to invade Taiwan, because now you've got sleepy Joe Biden and Kamala Harris in the White House, who've got not the foggiest idea, no control, and zero skill at controlling any geopolitical fanfare or issue, is giving the green light to China to go ahead. And that green light started with Putin invading Ukraine. When they saw that the Americans are doing nothing and they're totally incompetent, Putin, being a strong leader, took advantage of that and invaded Ukraine, and the West still has done nothing. The only thing the West has done is increase the price of energy to those households because they're totally dependent on Russian energy. So China is going to test the resilience of Joe Biden and of Kamala Harris, and they're probably going to invade, or I say they are going to invade Taiwan. Now, if they were to invade Taiwan or any type of international conflagration, then what's going to happen is oil is going to shoot up to around about $130, $140 a barrel, and the stock markets are going to crash around about 15 to 20% in the space of a few days. And that is something that you need to keep an eye on. China has gone into lockdown at the moment. It's got zero tolerance policy for any type of Chinese flu or COVID-19 outbreak. And therefore the cities are closing down. That's going to further frustrate inflation. But geopolitically, the next biggest conflict on the horizon is China with Taiwan. Looking at the cryptocurrencies, those who are crypto traders, Bitcoin fell obviously 10% on Tuesday and continued falling, dropped below 20,000 this morning, and it's going to continue falling all the way down to 15,000 as long as the interest rates rises is on the horizon. That's what's going to happen this month. You're going to have the FOMC. The Fed rates are going to increase by at least 75 basis points. I'm putting my money on a 100 basis point increase by the Fed, and interest rates of 4% in the US by year end, with inflation at 10.5%, between 10 and 10.5% by year end in the States. So just take that into consideration. Also, you're going to have inflation came in slightly less as far as the UK is concerned, but inflation is going to continue rising in the UK, and also by around about 13 or 14%. Look at some shares. Apple is a sell, Facebook is a sell, Netflix is a sell also. Amazon is a major sell because they just can't get the supply line sorted out, and they're going to have serious delivery issues. So Amazon is a sell if you're an equity trader. If you're an indices trader, then you should be looking to sell the indices. Precious metals, well, if there's a major crisis between China and Taiwan, then you'll see gold shoot up. If there's a recession, you'll see gold fall away because there'd be less demand for it. But I think there's more chance of a Chinese conflict with Taiwan than there is of a recession in the near future. So gold looks like could be a buy going forward. That's more or less it covering mass market. Some people want to know where mortgage rates are going to be. Well, mortgage rates this time next year are going to be running at about 6.5% to 7%. So if you haven't fixed your mortgage, then you probably should do. Otherwise, you're going to have a major jump in your monthly payments. Property prices are going to go down. You'll have a 25% fall by this time next year on property prices across the UK and across Northwest America. So all the cracks are appearing, and there's going to be a correction there. That's more or less it. This is Mayor Valensky with Driver Markets. Apologies for the late delivery. Have a good day.